What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City live stream. Today we're going to be doing the live stream of the away game against Sheffield United in the Premier League. But before we crack on with this live stream, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. We are on that big stride towards 14,000 subscribers. At the time of recording this, we are less than 200 subscribers away. In fact, we're very close to 150 subscribers away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also to help out this live stream by leaving a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Don't forget also to leave your thoughts in the chat as well. And yeah, we're going to crack on with this live stream. So it's Manchester City travelling away from home, not too far away though, to a match in Sheffield at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United. Of course, City, when we played Sheffield United last season, came out on top in a difficult 1-0 victory, that time at Bramall Lane. I think it was earlier this year, back in January time, I think it was. And so yeah, Sheffield United, they're a very niggly team, quite hard to break down, quite hard to beat. They're a team that at this moment in time aren't in the greatest of form, sitting in 19th place in the Premier League, only picked up 1 point this season at this moment in time, and not really got their shooting boots on and scoring goals. So they're struggling a little bit this season. So for Manchester City, in my opinion, it is a good time to be playing Sheffield United. And so speaking of Sheffield United, we're going to have a look at our oppositions. First, we're going to have a look at the team that they've decided to field with. So they've got their new signing Ramsdale in net, of course, with Henderson committing his long-term future to Manchester United. They went and signed Ramsdale from Bournemouth instead, so he starts in goal. They've got Chris Basham, Egan, who captains the team, and Stevens, so they're going with a back three. Baldock, Berge, Ampadu, Osborne, Lowe, and then up front got Rhian Brewster, who's out on loan at Sheffield United from Liverpool, and Oli McBurnie. On the bench for Sheffield United, they've got Ludstrom, Billy Sharp, Mr. Sheffield United himself, Oliver Burke, Oliver Norwood, David McGoldrick, Robinson, and Verrips. So some attacking options there for Sheffield United. They're going to look to try and make this, I think, as difficult as possible for City to be able to break them down. They're going to need to be clinical. Manchester City are going to need to be very creative here. They're going to have to be very quick with their movement to be able to break them down and try and put Sheffield United under as much pressure as possible. In my opinion, the earlier they do that, the better. I don't think we can afford to be having a bad half, in my opinion. So we need to make sure we're hitting the ground running. Of course, picking up a bad result last weekend in our last Premier League game against West Ham, where we just took too long to get going, and West Ham were clinical, and so we got punished for that, and we ended up dropping points. We need to sort that out going into this game in the Premier League. I thought we was excellent in midweek playing against Marseille, so we need to build on that and try and pick up a win. We've been very inconsistent this season, but I am confident that if we do turn up and play to the best of our ability, that we can win this game. So Manchester City's team for this game, we've gone with Ederson in goal, Walker starting, I presume at right back here, Joao Cancelo at left back. Who knows, with Pep, anything could be possible. It could potentially be a back three, possibly with Kyle Walker going in at centre back, Cancelo going at left wing back, and possibly Ferran Torres or Riyad Mahrez or Raheem Sterling going as like a right wing back. Wouldn't rule that out. We've gone with, at the back, Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte. So nice to see Dias and Laporte starting together with each other. Cancelo, I'm going to presume, is going on the left here for City. We've got Rodri starting, I presume, at defensive midfield. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, nice to see him starting a Premier League game for Manchester City as well. So I'm going to presume that he may have a rest in our next game against Olympiacos before that big game next Sunday against Liverpool. And then our attacking options, Riyad Mahrez, who comes back into the team, Ferran Torres, nice to see him starting a Premier League game, and Raheem Sterling. My only disappointment really is seeing Phil Foden sat on the bench. Speaking of the bench, we've got John Stones, Nathan Ake, who returns for Manchester City, Ilkay Gundogan, Oleksandr Zinchenko, Scott Carson, Phil Foden, and Eric Garcia. So a pretty strong team that from Manchester City. Like I said, I'm disappointed not to see Phil Foden starting, considering I thought he's been excellent for City in the last few weeks. Where does he come in? Would it be for Mahrez? Would it be for Sterling or someone? I'm not sure. I would have thought though we will see Phil Foden at some point in this game, and I will presume that he is starting in the Champions League in midweek. So yeah, interesting game this one. I don't think it's going to be a classic. I don't think it's going to be a highly entertaining game. I don't think it's going to be a game that's going to live long in the memory amongst Sheffield United or Manchester City fans. But I still think that we can get the job done. We won 1-0 back in January. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Manchester City. I don't think our defence has looked as bad this season as what it has last season. I think our defence looks more composed. I'm more worried offensively in scoring goals. Obviously, it wasn't a problem against Marseille. Marseille did allow us to dictate that game. I'm not sure Sheffield United will be as willing to let us dictate this game. As long as we're clinical, though, I'm confident we can pick up a win. I'm confident we can pick up a win against any team in the world if we're being clinical on our day. Obviously, the big misses, we've got Aguero and Jesus, who, good news by the way, should be back within the next couple of weeks. We could have one or both of them back for the game against Liverpool, but I'd expect to have both them options back for Manchester City after the international break in November. So things starting to come into place. Picked up a couple of wins in the Champions League. We need to follow that into the Premier League now. I'm looking at this game. I'm looking at the Olympiacos game. I'm looking at the Liverpool game, and I'm thinking, win them 3 games, move our season on from there. Got to be ambitious. So yeah, 2-0 Manchester City is my score prediction. I would like to know your score prediction in the chat. So, who have we got tuning in? So, Man City Fan TV going for 3-1. Jeffrey going for 3-1 as well. I'm feeling rather good about this game. Thank you, Astranity. How are you feeling for the game? Mr. Hannibal going for 3-0, I presume, to Manchester City there. Astranity is going for 3-0 to Manchester City. Kodstovi Kabodo, I hope I said your name right there, going for the 3 points for Manchester City. So that's always what we are looking for there. BT Sports Suka is what this channel is on if you're watching in the United Kingdom. If not, I'm afraid I do not know the answers for you. Who else we've got tuning in? We've got Frank tuning in, so thank you very much for tuning in, and also Robert Robinson in the room as well. Abdiwahid, I hope I said your name right, going for, I presume that's 2-1 there to Manchester City as well. Scorers, that's always an interesting topic. I'm going for 2-0 Manchester City. I've got a feeling we're going to get a goal from Riyad Mahrez, and I'm going to go for Raheem Sterling, both of whom have not had the quickest or greatest of starts to the season, but I'm confident that they can sort that out for this game. So, UK, Sheffield, not just Sheffield, but at least up in the north anyway, very cold, very wet, very windy. So if you are watching this game, you will be able to see that it is very wet and windy for this game in Sheffield. So playing conditions aren't ideal. Interestingly, it'll be interesting to see how the two teams do approach this game. I'd have thought City would just be going for their normal press and passing style of football that we've come to expect under Pep. We've got the players coming out now. I find it really interesting, actually. The Man City players are coming in from the turnstile rather than the tunnel itself, which I think is rather interesting. We've got Kyle Walker returning to his boyhood club as well. Mick Sid tuning into the room as well. Welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in, as Manchester City are the first team to be lining up. Nis Lee, thank you for tuning in as well, going for a 3-0 win to Manchester City. He's been with his girlfriend up in Sweden. How nice. Very good. So yeah, City the first to be lining up here. Sheffield United will be coming out of the tunnel for this game. Interesting to see how it's going to approach. Going to be an interesting game. Like I said, I'm not too sure I see this being a classic by any means, or any stretch of the imagination. But I am hoping that we can turn up and get the job done. As far as I am concerned, is what I'm hoping for here. So we're just waiting for Sheffield United now to come out for the start of this game. We've currently got 4 minutes or so to go until kick-off. Just hope we can pick up the 3 points really here. I think anything less is going to be a disappointment as far as I'm concerned. Oh, we've got Suki's in the background. Hey, Suki's. Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. So Sheffield United now look ready to come out, and they are making their way out for this game. Look very tall, very physical side, so maybe set pieces is going to be interesting. this game develops. I think City have looked very strong so far in the Premier League anyway, off set pieces. McSid, thank you very much. I appreciate that, the gift. Much appreciated. Douglas, great channel. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Pep looking sad. He did lose his mother during the pandemic. I think that's very, very understandable. And I think his motivation, probably for personal reasons, isn't quite there. Is what I think, sadly. So, yeah. I just don't think there's anything else really to add on to that, really. I'm hoping we're getting the points here. It's a stressful job managing Manchester City. There's expectations there after a disappointing season last season that you're looking to build on that. I have full confidence in Pep. I think he's a wonderful manager. I think he's a great manager, one of, if not the best manager in the world. And there's not, as far as the situation City are in, there's no man I'd rather have in charge at City. So, yeah, I'm confident that he can turn it around and get the boys to deliver here. As James Trafford comes onto the substitute bench here for Manchester City, that is in place of, I think, Scott Carson. So I'm not too sure what's happened. I'm just going to head on to Twitter. I'm hoping he extends as well. I'd love Pep to be staying here. Thank you, Kojovi. It's much appreciated. And Octabi, welcome. Going for 4-1 there to Manchester City. Some interesting predictions here. I'll be happy for both teams to score goal-scoring game. Not sure that will be the case, but we will see. We will see. So I'll just go into Twitter just to see what has happened here. Yeah, Scott Carson's picked up an injury in the warm-ups. So I'm not sure if that's another muscle injury, maybe. He's not really played that much, if I'm honest, for it to be a muscle injury. But there we go. So James Trafford comes in for Manchester City, who is a goalkeeper, of course. Zach Steffen must be injured as well for him not to be there. So there we go. So I think they're going to have a minute silence. I think this is this Remembrance, I think. But yeah, we will have a minute silence here. And there we go, our minute silence is up, dedicated there to Nobby Stiles, the former England man, World Cup winner as well. Rest in peace to Nobby Stiles, absolute legend of the game here in England, of course. And also for remembrance, so there's going to be minute silences across this weekend and next weekend's games as we have the build-up to Remembrance Sunday. So yeah, that's why we've had the minute silence there, and that's why you can see the players wearing the poppy on their kit. So nice and respectful. there from both sides, which is good to see. Dan tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in. I am very well, going for 3-1 to Manchester City. I'm going for 2-0 to Manchester City. Lots of debate about Pep and Poch going on at this moment in time, as we are all set here now for kick-off for this game for the first half. It is going to be Manchester City that's going to kick us off first. First, the players will take the knee, as they have done so often since the resumption of football. And it is Manchester City that do get us underway for this game. So we'll just get the timer ready for everybody here, so we all know where we're up to. Oh, there we go. There's Manchester City pick up a free kick nice and early on here. Bernardo Silva going down in a heap of pain. Oh, sorry, Ruben Dias. Got the beards mixed up there. Early bashing there from McBurnie, making his presence known to Ruben Dias. They're all going for the debate between Poch and Pep. I'm a big fan of Pep. Poch's a very good manager. I think Pep's a wonderful manager. And I'm happy to have Pep here, though, is my opinion on that. I do get that reference, Dad. I do get the reference. Ben tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in. Going for 4-0 to Manchester City now. We're up to 30 likes already and it's only just kicked off. That's crazy. So thank you everyone that has left a thumbs up so far. We've got nearly over 40 people now tuning in. Love it, as Manchester City do have the football, the possession of the football just in the centre through Aymeric Laporte. Ball is picked up on a loose ball from Sheffield United, and a follow through from Ferran Torres, who looks like he's starting as centre forward at this moment in time, as we saw in that game against Marseille as well. He follows through on a challenge, and a free kick is given here to Sheffield United. Octoby going for 4-1 to Manchester City. We've got Thatcher's Gold. It's vegan, by the way. It is vegan, as I start a vegan diet for a month tomorrow. Fabulous. So, Thatcher's Gold may be what I'm on for the foreseeable. So, Sheffield United with a little bit of possession here in the centre. It is cut out by Manchester City, though, and they can come away with it through Kyle Walker. Benjamin going for 2-0 to Manchester City. All the way back to Ederson. So Laporte's bringing it away here for Manchester City. Kyle Walker now on the right hand side. No early chances just yet, as we're through 3 minutes into this game. No shots to report as of yet. Thrown it to Chesterfield. It's a lovely chair. Lovely chair. The JSGC throne is what I'll call it. King Jet, there you go. See? I like the chair as well, thank you, Benjamin. So, Boumedini, that's how you say your name, tuning in from Algeria, thank you for tuning in. See someone tuning in from Barbados as well, so let me know where you're all tuning in from. Beppy going for 3-0 to City, Sammy going for 4-0 to Manchester City. So nice to see a lot of positivity here, which is nice. Fiji, wow, love it. Hello, so is it Neil? Niall? McBurnie with a little bit of a moustache. Looks like my attempt when I first started growing a moustache. I think it's just all down to consistencies, if I'm honest, about the Champions League. I think teams like to play their way in the Champions League. They don't really adapt and just play their system, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's teams out there in the Champions League that would cause City a lot of problems, there's other teams that wouldn't. I mean, look at Man United. Terrible in the Premier League, yet how they set up and play is perfect for playing against PSG and Leipzig, because they've picked up 2 great results. Rudy, thank you very much. Who do I think will win between United and Arsenal? Probably Arsenal. Consistencies again. So Sheffield United going for the good old long ball in from a goal kick. Love a good hoof up, and McBurnie wins the header and they come away with possession. Nearly from Sheffield United. The ball trickles out for a goal kick there to Manchester City. Got to love that. The ball looked like it was still rolling there from Ederson from that goal kick, but play does carry on regardless. And it's Rodri sitting in defensive midfield, so it looks like it's a straight flat 4 here from City. Raheem Sterling now, he's out on the left and Mahrez on the right. I do feel like Sterling's stronger on the right. I would like to see him change it up a little bit. But it's a bit too predictable. Sterling on the left, Mahrez on the right. That's my opinion though. Switch them up a bit. Rodri now. Walker. Tries to find some kind of pass that isn't really on there. And it is cut out by Sheffield United, and they do get the ball up as well. They do overhit it though, and Manchester City come away with possession through Ruben Dias, who'll get the possession back. I wish that Foden had got the start. I just feel like Foden looks so dynamic. Mahrez, Foden on the left and put Sterling onto the right. I thought it worked really well against Marseille. I'd like to have seen it again, but there we go. There we go. Right, so we're nearly up to 40 likes now, and over 50 people tuning in, so that's amazing. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Rodri now switches play. Does it really well to Raheem Sterling on the left. What can he do with the ball? He's got an early shot. He looked like he was trying. He's looking for support. He's putting his arms up. He hasn't got anything. So Rodri works the ball out to Torres. He puts the ball in. Flicked on. It's a good save from Sheffield United goalkeeper Ramsdale. Mahrez has still got the ball. The chance isn't over. Ball goes across and it's just too much on it there from Mahrez. Cancelo now picks up the ball. There's a big opportunity that for City. It was a good header from Torres. And a good save from Ramsdale. Sterling now has a shot. It's blocked. Bit of intensity. First time something's happening. Over 7 minutes into the game now. Certainly I think City can win this game. Mahrez. De Bruyne. Cut out by Sheffield United. Is picked up though by Cancelo. On the left hand side. Bernardo Silva now. Back to Cancelo. Raheem Sterling. Ruben Dias, Laporte, Bernardo Silva, back to Dias, Ederson now. We've gone all the way back to Ederson as City start the game with 80% possession. Decent opportunity that though from City. A nice ball into the box from Cancelo, a well met header from Ferran Torres and a good save from Ramsdale. Good glancing header. It's a decent strong hand from Ramsdale to push it away. It is a good height. It is near straight at him. Raheem Sterling's in the middle there. That should Ramsdale make any kind of mistake that he could tap it in. It's a save that needs to be made. And a decent opportunity to start the game. Right, we've already passed 40 likes now. Crazy here. So thank you everyone that has left a thumbs up. Much appreciated by me. Subscribe if you're new around here as well, that would be much appreciated. We are on that push towards 14,000 subscribers. Rodri now plays the ball out wide. Kyle Walker. Bend over tuning in, thank you very much. Going to the 3-0 after shoot to Manchester City. Delap doing really well for City in the academy. Ederson pumps the ball forward, looking for Mahrez. Goes straight to the opposite end with Ramsdale to pick up the ball in the Sheffield United goal. As they're choosing to hoof it through Ramsdale again. Good old-fashioned English football. Excuse me. Cancelo makes a challenge and it comes off the Sheffield United man and out for a throw in there to Manchester City. Over 60 people now tuning in. Welcome everybody. Much appreciated that you are tuning in to my live stream for this watch along of the Sheffield United game against Manchester City in the Premier League. It is currently Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 0 in this game at Bramall Lane, as Manchester City lose possession of the football after a good ball forward from Ederson, who from him to Ferran Torres and Sterling just couldn't quite control it, and Sheffield United managed to regain possession now once they're working the ball out from the back. Goes all the way back to the keeper Ramsdale. He's going to go long, looking for McBurnie, who wins the header once more for Sheffield United. Can flick it on but doesn't find anyone and goes straight to Ederson, who can work the pass out to Ruben Dias. Rodri now works the ball to the left hand side. Cancelo to Raheem Sterling now. Is he going to have a run as we enter into the Sheffield United half? Rodri, he's going to switch play, goes to the right hand side, a decent ball out to Riyad Mahrez, beautiful control from Mahrez, an overlap from Walker isn't used, instead it's De Bruyne in the centre. Sterling into the penalty area, can he get a ball across? No, it's blocked. De Bruyne looked offside, nothing given, De Bruyne once more. Sterling, Rodri, De Bruyne. Not too much movement from Manchester City. Raheem Sterling now. De Bruyne finds a pass, finds Sterling, squares it across and goes out of play for a corner there to Manchester City. A decent bit of play from Manchester City there and earns our first corner of this game. The game is going on now. It is an early kick-off. Can Man City put in a decent ball from this corner? Lots of height there from Sheffield United. City got their own bit of height through Rodri, Ruben Dias, Laporte. Ball goes in. It wasn't the best of balls in. It takes a bounce at the near post. Laporte follows it but couldn't quite guide it into the net. It was a decent ball in from. It's flicked on. It wasn't. I'm not too sure. I think he was looking for Rodri at the near post there, De Bruyne. It's flicked on from the first man. And Laporte just couldn't quite follow that into the net. It was one of those that wasn't a great ball in, but because it's taken that deflection, it became a good ball in as all the players scrambled to the left-hand side of the centre circle and towards the touchline as a long ball comes in from Ramsdale. This time it doesn't find the target and City win the header through Ruben Dias. McBurnie picks up the loose ball. Ruben Dias manages to make the interception for Manchester City as City now gain control of the football with their passing style of play. Bernardo Silva cut out the ball and a little pass from Laporte to Rodri sees Manchester City work the ball out from the back now. De Bruyne in the middle, Walker on the right hand side to Diaz at the back. Laporte now, City looking very comfortable on the football, creating a couple of opportunities as well. Been a pretty bright start this from City. Sheffield United have looked very physical and look like they may be able to cause a couple of problems if they are to create any set pieces here. Ruben Dias now look very comfortable since joining Manchester City from Benfica in the summer. As Laporte now on the left hand side works the ball back to Ruben Dias. Walker. He looks like he wants to play a ball. Thought he might be going to switch to play. Chooses not to. De Bruyne pulls the ball out and tries to find a pass with Mahrez. Mahrez makes the run instead. De Bruyne is looking for him to work the ball backwards, and it does go out of play for a throw in there to Sheffield United as City give the ball away. Ball comes forward now. It's cleared by Manchester City. Rodri gives the ball away. A chance here for Sheffield United. Kyle Walker can't make the interception. The ball-in's not great, and it is cleared by Ruben Dias at the near post and goes out of play for a throw-in here to Sheffield United, just on their left-hand side, Manchester City's right-hand side. So maybe a chance here if they can work the ball right to maybe put in a box and challenge Manchester City, as Bernardo Silva makes a challenge and hobbles. Looks okay though, as Mahrez brings the ball away. Here's De Bruyne, City now on the counter-attack. Always dangerous. Ferran Torres. Oh, it's a good interception from Sheffield United, from Egan, to cut the ball out there. I felt like De Bruyne should have gone down the right-hand side to Ferran Torres there, who timed his run really well, keeping himself on side. De Bruyne looked for the left-hand side and the run of Raheem Sterling. Even if that ball had come through, I think Raheem Sterling would have been forced to have taken a shot on first time because there was men covering, but there we go. As we're closing in on 50 likes now, over 60 people tuning in, so that's much appreciated. Welcome everybody, thank you for tuning in. It's currently Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 0 here in the Premier League at Bramall Lane. Diaz now picks the ball up. Kyle Walker now switches play really well. Nearly finds Raheem Sterling. Instead, Bolduc's forced to put the ball out for a throw in here to Manchester City. Nice and positive start this from Manchester City. We haven't obviously found the goal in the first 15 minutes that we're always looking for, but still plenty of positives as Rodri now picks the ball up. He works the ball out to the right hand side. Mahrez looks to get a ball in, does get a ball in, it's deflected. Cleared by Ramsdale for a punch, and Sheffield United are going to bring the ball away. It's a decent ball forward as well, and they do pick the ball up now through McBurnie. Sheffield United driving down their left-hand side. Still got the ball. The ball goes into the box. It's straight into the hands of Ederson. He looks to get Man City going through rolling the ball out to De Bruyne. He finds Raheem Sterling now on the left-hand side as City enter into the Sheffield United half now. City choose to slow the play down, so nothing materialises there off Ederson's quick roll out. Still 0-0 here. Ederson. Nice little ball to Walker. Good bit of control. City showing off their ability to play with the ball here. Can they turn them into chances? Can they turn them into goals is the big question. Another switch of the play ball is intercepted by Sheffield United and out for a throw into Manchester City. Is of course Halloween today, the 31st of October 2020. It's been a frightening year where the UK looks set to probably be going into another lockdown. I'm not sure that will mean that football will stop though. I imagine it will probably continue. As we see a long-range shot on it. Oh! I'll tell you what, Ramsdale's face sums that up there. So Rodri had an attempt from around 35 yards out. Takes 3 touches. A shot straight at Ramsdale, flaps a little bit, and the ball goes out for a corner in the end. As it looked like he was torn between tipping it over or catching the ball or punching it. He didn't know what to do. Mahrez, ball in, near post. Sheffield United clear their lines. Sheffield United now can bring the ball away on their left-hand side. Kyle Walker goes down from a push, surely a free kick there to Manchester City, and is, as I think it's Michael Oliver referee in this game, as we've passed 50 likes. So thank you very much for that, everyone. It's much appreciated. Rodri trying his luck there, the wet conditions. I'm not too sure what Ramsdale's doing there. It's a really weird save. He makes a save with his hands and tilts them to push it out for a corner. Wasn't the cleanest of connections from Ramsdale, but it was a good connection there from Rodri, and I felt like either side of the keeper, that would definitely have been causing more problems than what it did. But with the conditions, it's wet, it's windy, maybe long-range shots from 30, 35 yards could be the outlet here for City. In particular, Sheffield United continue to back off and allowing City that in that space here, 30, 35 yards out, to take 2 or 3 touches to compose themselves for a shot. As Sheffield United pick up the loose ball after a couple of flicks on from headers. McBurnie now. Intercepted from City. Ruben Dias manages to stop that just from going out for a corner to Sheffield United, so it is going to be a throw-in next to the corner flag instead. It's Baldock who's going to be taking a long throw to try and cause problems here for City. They can't work a ball in, so they're forced to work the ball out, backwards instead. They look to switch play Sheffield and go straight out of play for a throw-in to Manchester City. Nothing too much happening here as Ruben Dias works the ball for Manchester City down the right hand side. Ederson picks up the ball now. The game's fizzling out. We're 21 minutes in here. Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 0 still. City have had a couple of good opportunities. A long range shot from Rodri and a flicked on header from Ferran Torres from a Cancelo cross. So a couple of good testers there for goalkeeper Ramsdale. Sheffield United have looked very physical, looked well up for the challenge here in wet and windy conditions. McBurnie's been winning plenty of headers from long balls, as he's been occupying that target man role very well, but nothing to threaten Ederson's goal just yet, as Raheem Sterling picks the ball up. Bernardo Silva now. He works the ball backwards to Cancelo. Bernardo goes out for a throw-in. Ruben Dias now, a solid Manchester City centre-back, our new signing of the summer. City, of course, broke their transfer record to bring in Ruben Dias. We have looked, in my opinion, better at the back with that signing, in particular of him and Nathan Ake this summer. Also, it looks like we've made, in my opinion, a pretty solid signing with Ferran Torres replacing Leroy Sané. However, City felt the impact of this short season in injuries to our strikers Aguero and Jesus, that I feel like we're just missing maybe an option up top, as City have struggled for goals a little bit somewhat in the Premier League this season, as Garcia 25 yards out from goal. Raheem Sterling now on the edge of the penalty area. Good play in. Sterling now in space. Can he get a ball across? He can. It's flicked on, and Torres just couldn't get that into the back of the net. Ramsdale's in the right place at the right time after a good ball across from Raheem Sterling there. A good flick through from Cancelo, who's having another excellent game. Great timed run there from Ferran Torres. It's probably the best opportunity of the game. Played through the legs of the Sheffield United defender. Ramsdale knows nothing about that. He just has his body in the way there. Goes for that near post when probably the whole of the far post is on show there. Would have been a good finish to find the far post there. It's unlucky from Ferran Torres, but another opportunity there for City that's been kept out. Kevin De Bruyne now picks up the ball. He's got the run of Cancelo. Plays it into Cancelo. They're appealing for offside. Cancelo puts the ball into the box. It is Mahrez now. He gets a shot and it does go flying over the bar as Sheffield United want the offside flag as the game plays on. Was it offside? Let's have a look. We'll get a better angle here. I don't think he was offside in my opinion there, Cancelo, so that would, in my opinion, have counted had it gone into the back of the net. Mahrez on his stronger right foot, on his stronger left foot. And the keeper, Ramsdale's having an excellent game for Sheffield United in the first 25 minutes or so here. As Ramsdale from the goal kick brings the ball forward once more towards McBurnie. He loses the header to Rodri as Man City pick up a free kick from a challenge against Riyad Mahrez in the centre circle. I think that's just inside the Manchester City half here. Mahrez now. Walker. We're through 25 minutes of this game as Sheffield United win the ball high up here. Walker wins the ball back cleanly, says the referee, so City now can come away with it on the right hand side. Walker has a run forward. Is he going to take his man on? Plays a pass to De Bruyne. Can he get a ball across? He can. It's blocked by Sheffield United and out for a throw-in to Manchester City here. We've got a Sheffield United fan tuning in as well. So welcome, Steve. Obviously wanting the Blades to win this game, looking for them to get their first win of the season. Currently sitting on 1 point and in 19th place. Looking very physical here, Sheffield United. I imagine that they'll be happy with the first 26 minutes or so. They've kept Manchester City out. The longer they keep Manchester City out, they'll fancy their chances of winning this game. As the rain is pouring down in Sheffield now. Pouring down. Joao Cancelo now. Rodri. He brings the ball forward. It's a great ball. Torres, surely offside. Plays the ball across and the offside flag does go up there. A bit indecisive there from Ferran Torres, who's looking soaked. He is offside. Right decision is made there from the linesman. And so it will be a free kick here to Sheffield United inside their own half. Been a pretty lively game this at the moment. Sunshine coming out. I'm not sure if it's coming across on the camera or not. Yeah, we've got a bit of the rays coming across. Sunny here at the moment. When do I sleep? At night. Sheffield United now win the ball into the Manchester City penalty area. They get a shot. It's blocked by Laporte and City can bring the ball away. Raheem Sterling with some great tricks now. He's through on the left-hand side. Can he get his head up? Can he get something across? He turns. Cancelo now. De Bruyne. He will put a ball onto the edge of the area. Walker has a shot. Oh, it's a great goal. Kyle Walker. Our first goal of the game. It's about 30 yards out central to goal, and it's Kyle Walker who doesn't celebrate against his boyhood club Sheffield United. Vintage Kyle Walker excelling on his last season or so with Manchester City, firing Manchester City into the lead. We've got a wow, we've got an oh yes, it's a brilliant goal from Manchester City to open the scoring. Raheem Sterling completely makes that goal. Great tricks. Walker, decent finish and decent goal there. Thundering that in. I think Ramsdale may get a hand onto this possibly. Gets fingertips onto it. It's not enough to keep it out though, and it's into the bottom corner. And it's Kyle Walker that breaks the deadlock here after 28 minutes. It's Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1. It's that man, Kyle Walker, breaking the deadlock here at Bramall Lane. Just what we've been looking for. It's been a nice positive start, to be fair, from Manchester City. Dominated possession, dominated the shots, dominated creating the opportunities, and eventually we do find the lead. Benjamin tuning in at the right time there. Over 60 people now tuning in, over 50 likes. It's much appreciated for everyone tuning in as Manchester City do take the lead through Kyle Walker. Brilliant goal. Very reminiscent to the goal that Walker scored against Newcastle. Was it last season or the season before? A decent finish nonetheless. And Walker does have that in him. What City need to be looking for now would be that killer second goal. That's what I would be looking for. Laporte, De Bruyne. It's blocked and out for a throw-in. It is a very early kickoff. We had an early kickoff last week and an early kickoff again this week. It's not ideal for some of the international audience. A brilliant, brilliant finish from Walker. The grease on the ball and on the pitch just skids along. Now, I did say before the game, what would the conditions do? And I also said during the game that long-range shots could be the way to go, and so it is, as Laporte's getting into an argument there with Rhian Brewster over something as the referee has to intervene. Sean, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Yeah, your support, phenomenal. So thank you very much for your kind words there. Ruben Dias clears the ball. Will City winning the second ball? The ball comes loose and they do pick up the ball through Mahrez. Rodri now, he will switch to play. Raheem Sterling. Any overlap? Cancelo sitting more central than what I was expecting. Sterling drives into the box. Gets a ball across. Ferran Torres just couldn't quite get there to create the opportunity and possibly get a shot away as the ball is cleared via deflection from Manchester City and goes out of play for a throw-in to Sheffield United inside their own half. Raheem Sterling's looking very motivated and driven today, causing all kinds of problems on that Sheffield United right-hand side, Manchester City's left-hand side. City's pressing works. They win the ball back. Cancelo fancies a run. It's going to be intercepted by Sheffield United. They bring the ball away. Too much on it for McBurnie, and City win the ball back. Bernardo now sitting in a more deep role as De Bruyne is in a more advanced role. So, yeah, there we go. I do suspect that we'll be seeing a lot more of Bernardo in them central areas this season, as we're closing in on 60 likes now. Nearly 70 people currently tuning in to this live watch-along of the Premier League match between Sheffield United and Manchester City at Bramall Lane. It is currently Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1, as it could get a little bit better here for City. Ferran Torres, Raheem Sterling now. Not too much movement in the centre, so they're forced to play it backwards, but it is the dangerous Kevin De Bruyne sitting on the ball. What can he do? He works the ball backwards again to Aymeric Laporte, as the chance does seem like it's just fizzling out. Sukraj, I am very well. Thank you for tuning in. How are you on this fine Saturday early afternoon? Ruben Dias now. Kevin De Bruyne. City players are just floating around. I love the position of Cancelo. De Bruyne now with an audacious ball forward. A free kick, a weak free kick, I felt, as Ferran Torres is brought down by Egan. And what's in this? So Ferran Torres takes the ball, an arm across, and he goes down. There's no pulling or anything there. It's just an arm across and a free kick goes down. A bit of a weak one, but I can understand why a free kick is given. And so this is in a really dangerous area. And Kevin De Bruyne will be rubbing his hands at this. We're, 25 yards or so away from goal. Slightly left as well. So a good chance for the right foot of Kevin De Bruyne to try and test the hands of Aaron Ramsdale once more, who's had a very good game here at the moment for Sheffield United. But with the wet conditions and it being windy as well, you fancy that any kind of shot on target here could cause Ramsdale some problems. This is a chance here for Manchester City to potentially double their lead. It's Kevin De Bruyne on the free kick. What can he do? He shoots, goes under. Oh, it's a good save. We saw last week against West Ham. West Ham put a man behind the wall and had someone lie down to stop Kevin De Bruyne doing that. There's only one man in the Sheffield United wall jumped, and that's just where the ball went under. It is straight at the keeper. And like I said, any shot with power and pace, whether it's high or low on the goal, will cause problems. In the end, Ramsdale takes it cleanly and well. Sheffield United now, the ball across the box. Brewster picks up the ball after there's a little bit too much on that, and a challenge from Cancelo means it goes out for a throw-in to Sheffield United here. Over 70 people now tuning in, as we are only 2 likes away from 60 likes, so Thank you very much. Hope everyone is enjoying the watch-along of this game as Sheffield United managed to win their first corner of this game. I said they've had lots of physicality there. They've got the height at the back. Players like Egan going to come forward. They've also got the height going at the near post at the moment with Oli McBurnie as well. Ruben Dias covering that near post area. So what can Sheffield United do from this corner? The ball comes in. It's a good ball in. It's nice and deep. And it goes out for a corner again to Sheffield United. That was a really good ball in. Kyle Walker's unhappy about climbing or something. He does win the header, Kyle Walker. Did look like a free kick, in my opinion. That was a chance for Sheffield United. As they are crowding that 6-yard box. Crowding it. A corner comes in from the opposite end from Sheffield United. Cleared by Manchester City. Second ball is won by Sheffield United. They head the ball back into the penalty area. Cancelo can clear it. De Bruyne, can he pick up the ball? A good sliding challenge from Sheffield United means Manchester City do win the throw-in. And a great challenge from Bulldog on Kevin De Bruyne. Had De Bruyne managed to lift that over the top of him there, City could well have been in for a counter-attack. But as it is, snuffed out from Bulldog and a good bit of defending from Sheffield United. Couple of good set pieces in. That is definitely, I think, what the area that Sheffield United are going to look for, as Ampadu makes a challenge from behind on Bernardo Silva, wins City a free kick. Bernardo Silva isn't happy about that challenge, bit of an unnecessary one. I can see why he's unhappy about it, but on this occasion the referee keeping the cards in his pocket. So City's got a free kick here. We're around 45 yards out to City's right-hand side, so it is a chance for City to put a ball into the box. It won't be a shot, being so far out and also being slightly out wide as well. De Bruyne is standing over it. City haven't sent too many men forward here. Ball goes in nonetheless. It's not a bad ball in it. It's flicked on by Ferran Torres, beats everybody and goes out for a goal kick to Sheffield. Oh, was it flicked on for a corner? It's gone out for a corner. Must have come off a Sheffield head. Ferran Torres, I think, was offside there. Oh yeah, it's flicked off the head off Ferran Torres and out for a corner instead to Manchester City. So a good bit of defending there from Sheffield United. I'm good, Sukraj. How are you? Corner comes in from Manchester City through Kevin De Bruyne. Goes for the near post. It's flipped on. Riyad Mahrez now just inside the far... Oh, that's a good bit of skill from Mahrez. And it goes out of play for a goal kick that's given in the end, as Mahrez couldn't get a ball back across after the ball went deep, too deep for everybody. Mahrez is cutting inside. I think Mahrez and Sterling are cutting inside way too easy here, and it is causing Sheffield United problems. I think a goal kick there is the right decision. As we get a replay of that De Bruyne free kick that went just under the wall. As the rain stops in Sheffield and the sun does come out. As a throw-in to Sheffield United just inside the Manchester City half comes up. Dale, thank you very much. Seeing all of the hard graft there. Thank you very much. Your support much appreciated by me. If you're tuning into my live stream on, I can't remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday now. I think it was Wednesday against Marseille. I was keeping you all up to date with the latest scores as they were going in through the Champions League. Dale's your man there, keeping everything up to date. And that was much appreciated, keeping everything entertaining as the ball goes in from Sheffield United. Header is won, but it's just a bit too beyond Brewster and goes out of play for a throw-in there to Manchester City. Rises high there, just couldn't direct it goalwards, just slightly beyond him. It's on the top of his head and he's having to flick it, so he wins the header but doesn't get any direction on that. As we pass 60 likes now, on the stride towards 70 likes. Our live stream aim, as always, is over 100 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. As Ruben Dias brings the ball away for Manchester City. Kyle Walker now comes off the arm of the Sheffield United man, and a free kick is given. Thank you very much, Mr. Robert93, who seems like they're a Chelsea fan tuning in. So it's been a good solid 40 minutes or so this from Manchester City. The only problems that we've faced has been the physicality of Sheffield United, with some physical presence from set play, from a couple of corners that have come in, a couple of crosses that have come in. Long balls coming forward have been causing City problems. But it is City that have found that goal. That first goal came through Kyle Walker, the most unlikeliest of sources, with a great finish. 35 yards out, central to goal on his right foot, has a shot, works the ball really nicely. De Bruyne now, Raheem Sterling, Cancelo, can he get a cross in on the left hand side, just outside the Sheffield United penalty area, turns, does get a cross in. It's not a bad ball in, it's played across by Ferran Torres and it's cleared by Sheffield United. Not sure that was the right choice by Ferran Torres, and a free kick is given in the end to Sheffield United. And that will ease their respite for at least this moment. At times, Sheffield United have been borderline desperation defending. We just need to find that killer second goal. City have been twisting and turning far too much there, as Ferran Torres looked like he was just trying to play that ball back across to Raheem Sterling, and it's blocked on its way. Either that or it was a poorly hit shot. I feel like it would have been better just putting his foot and laces through that, and maybe just having a shot at goal, considering he's 8-9 yards out, taking his chances on the half volley. As it is, nothing materialises as Sheffield United now switch to play onto their right hand side. Intercepted by Manchester City though, and Kevin De Bruyne brings the ball away. There's runs of Ferran Torres and Mahrez ahead of him. De Bruyne drives on his own, doesn't find Riyad Mahrez. It's cut out by Sheffield United and cut out well. De Bruyne has looked very lively playing in that more advanced role for Manchester City, looking to try and get his assists up and rolling for the Premier League after having putting in a couple of good assists for Manchester City in the Champions League, as Raheem Sterling wins a free kick for Manchester City just inside our own half on the centre circle after a challenge from Berge. So we've got 3 minutes or so remaining before we head into half time. Will there be any more opportunities in this game? City are doing something that I like to call coasting along now. Just working the ball, passing the ball, tiring out Sheffield United, making them chase shadows, and just coasting along really without making too much happen. As a loose ball from Mahrez is cut out by Sheffield United now. Can they penetrate Manchester City and cause some problems as they come in on the left hand side? Can they get a cross in? Rodri goes over to challenge, a cross does come in, it's deep, too deep, and Mahrez can cut it out. Can he clear the lines for Manchester City? It's Bernardo Silva back to Mahrez. He's going to be forced surely to clear the ball. He doesn't, and so Kyle Walker now clears the ball for City. Comes off a Sheffield United man and eventually does go out for a throw-in after a couple of challenges there from both Sheffield United and Manchester City players on the Manchester City's right-hand side. So another good position there for Sheffield United, getting the ball across. There are opportunities there for them. They are looking for them crosses. They are looking for the big men in the middle. The McBurnies, the Brewsters, looking to try and cause City problems. Just haven't quite got them crosses right. They have looked very dangerous on the couple of corners that they have had. They have caused City problems. City, though, have been a match for it at this moment in time as we head towards half-time, as De Bruyne picks the ball up for Sheffield United make a good challenge and bring the ball forward. McBurnie now. Ball getting played across. Sheffield United looking to try and end this half positively. Kyle Walker makes a challenge. Walker's been fantastic. My man of the match at this moment in time. We're only halfway through the game. He's been everywhere for Manchester City. Everywhere. Sheffield United now. Down their left-hand side. They do get a ball across. Cancelo wins the header. Only to flick on at the back post for Sheffield United to have the ball again through Baldock. Can they get a ball in? So there's 1 minute remaining of normal time here. A ball does come in. It's cleared by Manchester City though. They don't find touch. And so the loose ball is picked up by Sheffield United. It's a bit sloppy here as the ball does eventually go out for a throw-in to Sheffield United. It's currently Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1. As we are on the approaches here to half-time. We've currently got, 30 seconds or so to go before we go into added time for this first half. Sheffield United now having their best spell of the game, arguably. Coming away with the ball. Header is won by Laporte. Rodri, De Bruyne picks the ball up. Tries to play a ball across to Sterling. Sterling, though, has to use his hands to beat the defender. And so he goes down and a free kick is given as Brighton tunes in from South Africa. Is a free kick here as we enter into an additional 1 minute of added on time. So you would think that this is probably going to be the last play of this half. It's going to be Sheffield United to, inside their own half, hoof a ball forward to try and cause Manchester City's backline some problems and see if they can win the initial header. It's going to be Ramsdale that's going to take this free kick. I think there's just a catching of the foot as well from Sterling. I think he steps on his finger on his way past as well. Ramsdale, though, does play the ball towards McBurnie. He wins the header after Kyle Walker jumps beyond the ball. Can Sheffield United win a free kick here? The answer is no, and Bernardo Silva will bring the ball away for Manchester City. And it will go out of play for a throw-in here to Manchester City. And I imagine that will be that. And it is. And there we go. The half-time whistle does go, albeit a few seconds early there. So Ramsdale has arguably been one of the best players on the pitch, which has shown the domination here from Manchester City in this first half. I think it's very unfair for me not to give a big shout out to Kyle Walker and how exceptional he has been for Manchester City in this first half. He's put in a real good shift defensively for City and also offensively being in the right areas for City. And of course that well-taken goal, the only goal in this game as it is as well, which has given Manchester City the lead here. And with a team that's a decent defensive unit in Sheffield United, scoring that opening goal is a difficult hurdle to get over. So I'm happy that we have managed to get over that hurdle. It's all about now, can we get that killer second goal? Can we score next to put Sheffield United under a lot of pressure, to force them out of the blocks, to create that space? And that's where Manchester City really do thrive. We saw it in the Champions League in midweek against Marseille with a good quality performance in that second half. Can we do the same here in Sheffield for this Premier League game as we look to try and get back to winning ways after a disappointing draw last weekend against West Ham in London? Hello Mum, thank you for tuning in once more, as well as we're very close here to 70 likes and over 60 people tuning in, so thank you everyone for that. So we're going to check the stats, half-time stats. How things comparing is what I've been seeing on the screen and describing to everybody what's reflected in the numbers. So it is 31% possession for Sheffield United with a total of 3 shots, none on target, nothing that's caused Ederson any problems as of yet. City have had 69% possession, 10 shots, 5 of which have been on target, 1 goal. Few good saves there from Aaron Ramsdale. City have been causing problems. It's been a fairly decent performance this from Manchester City so far. Our pass completion rate is at just under 87%, so it's not all bad considering it is very difficult conditions out there with the rain and wind. So I can accept an 87% pass completion rate away from home as well against a defensive unit that's playing free at the back like Sheffield United. But they're a well-organised team under Chris Wilder. I would expect them to be having... I'll be honest, I'd be expecting them to have a little bit more than 31% possession, if I'm honest. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed considering their pass completion rate is past 70% at 73%, which isn't an easy coup to do against Manchester City. So, yeah, I think there is something there for Sheffield United to work with. City have created a couple of clear-cut opportunities. Sheffield United's created themselves a clear-cut opportunity as well. City have had 3 corners compared with Sheffield United's 2. Them 2 corners that Sheffield did have were very good corners that caused City problems. both times in succession. I think that is an outlet for them to focus on in this second half. They're obviously going to have to keep Manchester City out. I do fancy that Sheffield United, if they want a result from this game, will have to score that next goal. If they allow Man City that killer second goal, I can see City completely dictating this game, and I can see City then exploiting the gaps as Sheffield United look to chase the game and bring the ball forward. Tackle completion rate at 40% for Manchester City. The stats here do say it's at 100% for Sheffield United. I don't think the stats are completely accurate there, because I find it very difficult to believe that every tackle that they've gone in for they've made, considering they've given free kicks away, and so yeah, I don't think the stats are completely accurate with that one. Aerial duels though at 50% apiece. Particularly the first 20 minutes or so, I felt like we struggled to deal with the physical presence of McBurnie and the flicks on and the target man being used. I think we've adapted well, though. I think Rodri, Laporte and Dias have all adapted their game well as this first half has developed. And I felt like we were starting to snuff out that threat, and I felt like Sheffield United were starting, because of that, to find more space on the left, and in particular on their right-hand side, Man City's left-hand side, and trying to work balls and get crosses in, which a couple of times they have managed to do. Sheffield United, like I said, they're a physical side. They have committed 8 fouls in this game at the moment in time, and City have had a couple of good set-piece opportunities, whether that be a ball into the box, whether that would be a cross, or whether that would be a free kick like we saw from Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think it's been all that bad from Man City, though, in terms of set-piece stats, in my opinion. It's currently no saves for Ederson and 4 saves for Ramsdale that he has made at this moment in time, and in my opinion Ramsdale has kept Sheffield United in this game, and I'm confident if we can have 4 or 5 more shots on target in the second half, we can find that killer second goal. And if we do find that second goal, you're asking yourself, are Sheffield United capable of scoring them 2 goals? From open play, not so much, but I do think they've been solid from set pieces and putting balls into the Manchester City box, and their crosses haven't been horrendous either, so I think that is something that they'll look to target in the second half. It's just one of them games, I feel like, as the game develops, they're just going to want to stay in the game and then really attack Manchester City when they do go forward. When does it get to that point, if this does remain 1-0, when does it get to that point where Sheffield United choose to twist rather than stick? I reckon you're looking at, I would say, in the latter parts of the second half. I'm talking, 75, 80 minutes in. So it's all about where City can go in the second half. But I'm happy with how we performed in that first half. I felt like we've tested the goalkeeper. We've found space really well, where our twisting and turning's causing Sheffield United a lot of problems. And so I feel good with how we're playing. All I'm looking for now is what I've looked for so much during the 2017, 2018 and 2019 years with Man City under Pep, which is just looking for that killer second goal, being more clinical than what we have, and looking just to score more goals, basically. So that's what I would be looking for in the second half. So let's see what everyone else is making of this game. So Cool Platinum's looking for Foden to come on for Ferran Torres, which is interesting. I am live on my own, yes. We do have Liverpool next week. I think City will be thinking about that more for the Champions League game in midweek rather than right now, if I'm completely honest, as we have passed over 70 likes now. We're up to 74. We're only 26 likes away from my like target, which is absolutely fantastic. I really like Ferran Torres as a striker, if I'm honest. Is his job there to score lots of goals for Manchester City? I would say his job's just to be in the right place at the right time to cause problems. I feel like Ferran Torres, with his position and his near post runs, is really helping to create space for not only Raheem Sterling but for Riyad Mahrez. And I feel like Raheem Sterling has been extremely dangerous for City. I would say he's been one of Man City's best players. I think De Bruyne has looked lively as well. So yeah. Well, that's my opinion. We'll go on to the second half now. I think we're still 5 minutes or so away from the start of that second half. As someone says that they missed me streaming the Chelsea match. I mean, I've only ever streamed Manchester City stuff on here, so I'd only stream Chelsea if it's Man City playing Chelsea. As we are a Man City fan channel. Ferran Torres' runs have been fantastic. I think he's unlucky not to have a goal in this game. Mum tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you left a thumbs up. Woo! Oh. So we've got the half-time punditry going on. This is the point where you'd go and get yourself a drink and some food, if I'm completely honest. Been a more lively match than I was expecting this to be, really. Where do we go in the second half? I imagine... Thank you. Thanks, Mum. I imagine it'll be pretty much a repeat of what we saw in the first half there. City have possession. City look to try and cause their problems through their play. Looking for the channels, looking for the runs, looking for the movement, and twisting and turning. And Sheffield United will be looking for physicality and putting their crosses into the box and trying to cause problems there, is what I think they'll be looking for. I think it's been a pretty decent game so far, considering Sheffield United aren't in a great run of form at this moment in time and sitting in 19th in the Premier League. And Manchester City haven't been in the greatest of form, let's face it. I think if this was to finish 1-0, I'd be very, very happy. I mean, we grinded really well against Arsenal to win 1-0. And at this moment in time, what we need more than good performances and goals is wins, and looking to build from there. And considering we dropped points in our last Premier League game, all I'm thinking about is picking up a win for this game, is where I've been looking towards. So we shouldn't be too far away now for the start of the second half. City, of course, playing early on the Saturday. We've already had a game from yesterday. Wolves, who've picked up a win against, I think it was Crystal Palace. Who played yesterday. It's Manchester City and their turn up at this moment in time. Clean sheets are very important. Always looking for clean sheets and quality performances is what you would look for. So let's go look at the latest scores, see if there's any other early kickoffs and what's happening elsewhere. So yes, it's currently Bristol City 1, Norwich City 3 in a good game in the Championship at this moment in time. Timo Pukki put Norwich 1-0 ahead after 6 minutes, scored another goal on 14 minutes. A minute later, Hunt scored for Bristol City to make it 2-1. So that was a lively first 15 minutes. Then right on the stroke of half-time, the second minute of added time, Bruyne Dias made it 3-1 there to Norwich City. So they're well on their way to picking up an away win in the Championship against Bristol City, which would be a really good win for them. Gillingham currently 0-0 in League One with Sunderland. Accrington Stanley's game with Plymouth has been postponed. I'm going to presume that is due to the horrendous rain that we have had over the last few hours or so. So, is it COVID? Oh, I've been told it's COVID instead, infected. I thought it had been down to the downpour, but there we go. Also, it's been called off yesterday, I've been informed. So that's down players testing positive. Or staff, so that match has been called off. I'm not sure if it's from the Accrington or Plymouth end. We've got a match in League 2 as well. Exeter 0, Carlisle United 0 at this moment in time. In League 2. Cancelo has been fantastic in this game. Any other games from around Europe or anywhere? So Celtic's match with St Mirren's off due to a fixture clash. So I'm not sure when they're going to play. Is it the Scottish League Cup or something like that. A couple of games have gone in the National League. Boreham Wood's game against Dagenham and Redbridge has been postponed. Halifax's game against Wealdstone's been postponed. Wrexham's game against Sutton United has also been postponed. Got plenty of games in the FA Trophy today. In La Liga, it's currently Real Madrid 0, Huesca 0 as well. Loads of games in China are being postponed. I don't know what that's all about, apart from one game. Just have a nice flick through, keeps me up to date with everything that's happening. Loads of games in the Welsh Premier League off as well. National League North, Leamington and Gateshead's off. Guiseley and Brackley Town's off. It's quite a few games off. There we go. Done. The Accrington end.
Yeah, the game against Hull on Tuesday is also been called off.
This midweek.
Yeah.
So Accrington's game against Hull's off this midweek as well. So it's Accrington's end where they've been testing positive. So their game postponed today and on Tuesday as well against Hull City. There we go. The clear-cut chances created by Man City. I mean, I could argue a case that we've not been clinical enough and City should have at least 2 goals in this game. But it is what it is. City, Ederson leading the line, coming out for the second half at last. The weather is a bit crazy at the moment, as Declan's looking for City to drop points, being a Liverpool fan. Reckons that you can see Sheffield United equalising, stepping up their game, and Manchester City then upping the gears from there. A ruthless striker wouldn't go. Someone like Sergio Aguero, when he's fully fit, would be absolutely fine for City. It just so happens that with his serious injury, I'm not too sure why City has not maybe addressed it with a temporary option, is what I'd have been looking for. If Aguero's going to be injured for the majority of the season, you're then looking towards Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus can't play every single game, so yeah. So we're all set for kick-off here for the second half. Both teams are out for this resumption of this game for the second half. A big second half here for Manchester City. Can they go on to secure the 3 points? At the moment, halfway through the game, it's looking good. Can they move on with that? As we do have the second half kick-off now. We'll get the timer up. And it is Sheffield United that get us underway with a long ball towards McBurnie. Beats the head of McBurnie and goes out for a throw-in. Will we see any early opportunities here? Thank you, Mr. Robert. It's Sheffield United that's got the ball at the moment. Stevens works the ball back to Ramsdale. He goes long, looking for McBurnie. McBurnie gets a shove off Cancelo, and a free kick is given there to Sheffield United. So inside the Man City half, it's a good opportunity. Silly challenge that from Cancelo. Didn't really need to do that. De Bruyne looked unhappy with that as well, and I don't blame him. Captain material, Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion, should be the Manchester City captain, with Fernandinho having an injury as well. It should be the captain, though, in my opinion. Should have been given it. Well, that's my opinion. As the ball is going to go in from Sheffield United now. A chance here to use their height to their advantage. Ball goes deep, very deep, too deep. Ederson leaves the ball, and it does go out of play for a goal kick to Manchester City. The Chesterfield's getting some love today. You know, the only shame is it's red, but sometimes it is what it is. It is what it is. It's comfy, though. It's very nice for sitting in front of the TV and watching a football game. Bringing it live to you for everybody to enjoy. Trust it to rain on Halloween. I know, not great weather. never mind. Nothing too spooky from Manchester City. City doing what Man City do. That looked offside from Ferran Torres. The flag doesn't go up though. Mahrez now works the ball out wide. Tackled well though by Sheffield United, and they can bring the ball clear. Kyle Walker does bring down the Sheffield United man, Osborne, and a free kick is given. Nothing too much in that from Kyle Walker, I didn't think, but there we go. Referee gives a free kick regardless. So Manchester City are now attacking what used to be the Jessica Ennis stand, which is where the away fans would be situated, just behind the goal if fans were allowed into stadium, which they aren't. We are playing behind closed doors, and that will continue now for the foreseeable future. And as the UK looks like it's probably, or England at least, looks like it may be heading into another national lockdown, I would imagine that football would continue. It'd continue in its current course with no fans and continuing behind closed doors, because I see no reason why it can't, unless things start to spiral out of control with positive cases amongst football clubs. At the moment, as it is, players and staff members just self-isolating. Some games might be postponed. As Sterling has a shot, it is blocked. Rodri, may he have a long-range shot? He doesn't. Switches play. Cancelo now on the left-hand side. Can he get a ball across? Twisting, turning, plays the ball across. It plays it too far beyond. Sheffield United do bring the ball away. Rodri now looking to make a challenge. It is picked up though by Sheffield United. They bring the ball down the right-hand side into the Manchester City half now. Can they get across? A couple of players make runs out wide. Eventually the ball does find out wide. A cross does come in. It's not the best of crosses. Beats everybody and goes right out to play the opposite end for a throw into Manchester City on the Manchester City right-hand side. As we're past 80 likes now. Thank you very much for that. On that big push towards 100 likes. Currently got over 70 people tuning in, so welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you are tuning in, you are enjoying the content, then please do help me out by leaving a thumbs up on the live stream. And don't forget also, if you're new around here and are enjoying the content, then please help my channel out by subscribing. We're on that big push towards 14,000 subscribers now. Less than, 200 subscribers away. Nearing in on being 150 away, which is absolutely fantastic. It's been a monumental effort from everybody this year. Sheffield United now pick up the ball. He's taken out of play. I was just about to say he's just floating around near the Manchester City penalty area on the Sheffield United left-hand side, and a good position to put a cross in, but he runs the ball out of play. City bring the ball forward. It's hoof forward from Bernardo Silva. There's no height for City to work with. Ferran Torres ultimately loses the header, and Sheffield United do get the ball and bring the ball away. Ramsdale now. He brings the ball forward for Sheffield United, going long once more, the former Bournemouth man. Laporte does eventually win the header under a challenge from Rhian Brewster, but the second ball is picked up by Sheffield United. Sheffield United, for the first 6 minutes or so of this second half, have looked very lively in trying to make things happen. So it's just a case of City, can they find their feet and just make sure that they get through this little phase of Sheffield United without conceding. The ball does come in. Doesn't even beat the first man. Bernardo Silva brings the ball away. City looking for a free kick through Ferran Torres. It doesn't come. Ruben Dias hoofs the ball forward, clearing Man City's lines. It will be picked up by Sheffield United. A poor header means City pick up the loose second ball, and Cancelo does the right choice, in my opinion, slowing everything down and ensuring Manchester City can have a bit of possession with the football. So Bernardo Silva, like I said, is continuing to sit deeper than what Kevin De Bruyne is, as De Bruyne is occupying more as an attacking midfielder playing behind the striker. Ball comes forward. It will be won by Ferran Torres. Keeper's out of his goal, and he goes for a chip shot. Ramsdale does make the save. Ambitious there from Ferran Torres. If you're going to do that, it needs to be perfect to find the back of the net. Appreciating the confidence and going for that though, as a challenge from behind from Rodri and Shaw. Sheffield United do get a free kick which McBurnie takes quickly. Surprised, as I thought they may have looked to work a ball into the box. Instead, Cancelo makes a challenge. It's clean, but Sheffield United come away with the ball once more. They do get the ball out wide and a chance for them to put a ball into the box. On the edge of the Manchester City penalty area now. They try and get a ball into the box. De Bruyne heads it clear and Ferran Torres can bring it away. Does really well there, Ferran Torres. Now Kyle Walker. There's space on the right and left. He goes for the middle. De Bruyne, Mahrez puts the ball into the box. No one's there as he flicks up and Ramsdale does pick up the loose ball in the end. As we're on Thatcher's Gold today. As I think Mahrez was offside there. As Sheffield United ready themselves to make their first substitution of the game. I was just reading yesterday a couple of interesting notes. So the cousin of Manchester City's owner, he wants to buy Derby County, which is interesting, and also Burnley are set for a £200 million takeover, which is mesmerising. My opinion. You wouldn't have thought 10, 15 years ago that Burnley Football Club would be selling for £200 million, but the powers that be with money that is in the Premier League, that's what a Premier League club is worth, it seems. I mean, they're not the worst run club, to be fair, Burnley either. It's just £200 million is a lot of money for a club with the stature and size of Burnley. It would be cider or the West. Thatcher's Gold is, I think it's brewed in the West as well. Somerset certainly is. Walker, great run. He's taking a heavy touch. I think that might go out of play. Referee linesman doesn't give anything. So De Bruyne has a shot and it's just past the post. Kevin De Bruyne there, nearly with a vintage Kevin De Bruyne finish. Probably the best chance we've had of the second half so far. We're through nearly 10 minutes into the second half. Great touch and run there from Kyle Walker. It's too heavy on that run into the box. Not sure if it went out of play or not. If that had gone into the back of the net, they would have had a very close look at as had that gone out of play or not. As it is, De Bruyne just drags his shot and it does go wide of the post. As our first substitute does come in. I think it's Lundstrom that has come on for Osborne. Got my microphone in the way of the bottom corner of who's just come on, but I'm fairly sure that's Osborne that's come off and it's definitely Lundstrom that has come on. Hoofed ball in. Eventually dealt with by the back heels running backwards of Aymeric Laporte. Any kind of interception will do me though, whether it be by mistake or on purpose, I don't really care as long as the interception is made. Cancelo once more having a decent performance, particularly offensively for City. Does give the ball away though. Commentators curse. Laporte in the right place at the right time too. Rodri now. Kevin De Bruyne. As we're nearly on 90 likes now, which is brilliant. Over 70 people tuning in, which is absolutely fantastic. As Dan the Man's tuning under a different username. De Bruyne now picks the ball up. Can't quite control it, and a free kick is given. Again, it's 25 yards out. It's on the right-hand side rather than the left-hand side this time. And so a dangerous opportunity here for Manchester City to possibly extend their lead as Stevens pulls Kevin De Bruyne to the ground. So a chance here for Manchester City to potentially get another shot and test the hands of Ramsdale once more. I imagine it'd probably be Kevin De Bruyne again, although I will be honest, it does suit a left footer, so I'll be surprised. Yeah, Mahrez is stood over the ball. So is Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva having a word. It won't be Bernardo taking it. does suit the left foot this, so wouldn't surprise me if it is Riyad Mahrez possibly to take this free kick for Manchester City. De Bruyne is stood over the ball as well. Who's it going to be? It's Mahrez. Oh, it's a great save from Ramsdale. It is a shot on target from Manchester City. It is a testing effort. He does get himself down well there, Ramsdale. Gets a good right hand onto it to tip it past the post. Look to try and trick the keeper by going in the opposite way. It's a decent save, plenty of power, low down from Mahrez. Not a bad effort there from Manchester City at all. As it is, goes out for a corner, Kevin De Bruyne to take. Had that been in the first half with the wet conditions, it has stopped raining by the way. That might have been a little bit more problematic for Ramsdale. At the moment, the sun is out. Mahrez puts a ball in. It is controlled. Ferran Torres cannot come away with the ball. He goes down, looks at the referee, but doesn't really appeal. Definitely not a penalty in my opinion. As City come away with the football with Bernardo Silva, one of the deepest players on the pitch. At that moment in time, he was the second deepest player on the whole pitch. Shows you how deep Bernardo is playing. As he looks to adapt to what seems like a new role for Manchester City, operating more as what you would call a deep-lying playmaker, as Laporte brings the ball all the way back to Ederson. He goes long, working the ball down the left-hand side. Sheffield United win the header, but it does go out for a throw-in here to Manchester City. Here on Halloween, tuning in. It's not been a spooky performance from Manchester City. It's been a pretty clean performance, just looking to see if City can possibly extend their lead, as long as they don't do anything silly and make their mistakes. As it is Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1 at Bramall Lane for this early kick-off on this fine Saturday early afternoon, after we've had a lot of downpours here in the north of England this morning. It's still quite windy out there, but the sun is out. We do need to win this one. It's finely poised. It is City with the first blood. Like I said, killer second goal is what we're looking for. Walker now on the right-hand side for Manchester City. De Bruyne, he switches to that deeper role that we saw Bernardo in before. Joao Cancelo, very interesting. He's very far forward, Cancelo. Very far forward. He's operating more as like not a left wing back, more like a left winger that's cutting in and hanging in centrally there. Interesting to see if Cancelo's there to make runs in on the channels or not. So should City go forward, I'll keep an eye on that. There's a loose pass. Is given away by Manchester City. And a free kick is given. So Pep's looking very animated on the side, wearing a knitted coat. Sheffield United now, from their free kick, have worked the ball backwards. I imagine they'll probably go long. No, they're opting to run it. Fair credit to them. So they bring the ball forward, switch the play well, down on the right-hand side into the Manchester City half now. Can they put a ball into the box? Can they cause City problems as free lining up? Instead, they choose to run it. Now they work it out wide. Can they get that ball across? They can. It's deep. Very deep. To the back post. It's won by Sheffield United but brought away by Manchester City. Mahrez now. Into Bernardo Silva. Up to 90 likes now. Ruben Dias. Into Aymeric Laporte. I feel like this is a very poignant part of the game that we're in right now. De Bruyne fouled and brought down just near halfway inside the Sheffield United half. He wants a yellow card. He's not happy. It was a pretty reckless challenge that from Lowe. As it is, nothing given more than a free kick. Pretty late, doesn't really go for the ball, takes out the man. Can understand why Kevin De Bruyne is frustrated, but once more, Michael Oliver wants to keep his cards in his pocket for now. The City work the ball all the way back to their keeper, Ederson. He clears the ball right out of play for a throw into Sheffield United. So poor clearance there from Ederson. Not from what we've come to expect from a goalkeeper whose main attribute is distribution. As a deflection, sees the ball go out of play for a throw in once more to Sheffield United. Backwards this time, working the ball. Sheffield United have looked stronger, more composed, more accurate with their passing, looking more confident in this second half. Although they do give the ball away. Once again, commentators curse. De Bruyne now, a chance here for City if they can play the pass right. He can't. Very un-De Bruyne-like. As the ball is cleared by Sheffield United and picked up by Sheffield United as the ball doesn't find touch. So they'll be happy with that one. I do feel like the intensity and hunger from City in the second half has gone. The movement has gone as well. It's been pretty sloppy. Sheffield United have decided to be a little bit more adventurous and coming forward. They're working the ball quicker and out wide. They are looking for them crosses in this position that they're in now. Ball comes in. It's cleared by Manchester City. Fully cleared this time. Can City pick up the loose second ball? The answer is no. Sheffield United come back looking for another cross to potentially put into the box. At the moment, it's Kyle Walker marking up with McBurnie. Brewster's in the middle. Can they get any kind of ball? It's Bernardo Silva and Cancelo and Rodri keeping the company on that Manchester City left-hand side or Sheffield United right-hand side. Good bit of passing this from Sheffield United. They are looking to try and get that cross in. As it is, they're choosing to work the ball through the middle. It's intercepted by Man City, although only momentarily. They pump the ball forward, Sheffield United. Cancelo wins the header. Sheffield United do win the ball. They go forward. And out for a goal kick. Michael Oliver doesn't deem it a free kick. It goes down a little bit too easy there, Chris Basham. Yeah, there isn't anything in that. He just loses his footing a little bit. The surface is greasy. It's a poor pass that from Kevin De Bruyne. I expect someone of De Bruyne's quality to find that pass. Had he found it through to Ferran Torres, it would have been an opportunity. As Pep put his hands on his head for that opportunity. Ederson now from the goal kick. As Sheffield United do make a quick substitution in the meantime. Thank you very much, Hunter. I appreciate it. As it's Norwood coming on for Ampadu. For Sheffield United, they make their second substitution, so they've got one more sub to make. Man City have still their free substitutes to use. City are playing on Tuesday evening in the Champions League at home against Olympiacos. Sheffield United performing a lot better. City being a little bit sloppy with the football and get away with it though. Cancelo now. Like I said, we're in that poignant part of the match now. The game is drifting, it's coasting. There's something in the game. De Bruyne, is he going to have a shot? Thought he was going to. Mahrez now, inside the penalty area. Can he find something? He leaves the ball behind. Back to De Bruyne. Takes the touch. Works the ball backwards. Kyle Walker now. Where's the movement from Manchester City's attackers? There isn't any now. And De Bruyne forced to work the ball backwards. A City happy just to keep the football in possession and tire the Sheffield United players out. No, I cannot wake them up. They're having a sleep. Laporte now. Ball intercepted by Basham. Brings the ball away. Is a throw into Sheffield United. Basham's looked lively on that right-hand side. Pep's looking more and more frustrated. Did hit the hand of Aymeric Laporte there. I think that's what Basham's appealing for, and I think he would have preferred to have had a free kick, but as it is, a throw-in is taken, and they do get the ball. Basham now, can he put a ball into the box? He does. It's not a bad ball in. To be honest, I don't associate crossing with Chris Basham, but there we go. Wasn't a bad ball in. Can they again put the ball in? Sheffield United now getting through some momentum here. They put a ball into the box. They win the ball. Ball goes across. It's deflected and Ederson picks up the loose ball there. That was an opportunity for Sheffield United. They are gaining in the momentum. Man City really need to pick themselves up here through their gears. That could easily have led to a goal had that clearance from Ruben Dias not deflected nicely into the hands of Ederson. There was 2 Sheffield United men, one on either side, waiting to tap that in. Warning signs are there for Manchester City. When's Pep going to make the change and change it up? Because how we're playing at this moment in time, in my opinion, isn't really working. You're running the risk of Manchester City dropping points. As far as I'm concerned, Sheffield United have twisted. I was expecting to stick until around 70 to 80th minute. They've twisted as soon as they've come out. They've been more aggressive off the ball. They are leaving a few more gaps at the back, but they're happy to go forward, use their formation to their advantage, playing free at the back now. Mahrez into the penalty area. Can he get a shot? Twisting, turning. Too many touches, and he's crowded out by Sheffield United, and they do bring the ball away. The 2 up top again can cause problems for City. Always got to leave players back. Ederson now. Bernardo Silva is playing in defensive midfield. Rodri's further ahead than Bernardo Silva. Putting a good shift here, Bernardo has in the middle. We've seen Phil Foden starting to warm up for Manchester City as we're on to 91 likes, just 9 likes away from our live stream target. Cancelo drives the ball forward for Manchester City. Rodri, someone should be signing this man up. Banging chair, thank you Rudy, I appreciate it. Who do I think the best Man City player is on this pitch at the moment in time? I would say Kyle Walker. Jedi, thank you for tuning in. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? I would feel better if City could get a second goal as Cancelo drives forward, looking for a handball. I think that's against Basham. Referee's not giving anything. Sheffield United bring the ball clear. Cancelo does win the header, but it goes straight to McBurnie. So they win the ball high up here, Sheffield United. The long balls and the target man and the men they're committing forward, it is working. Great skills here though. Sheffield United bring the ball forward. It's a brilliant opportunity for Sheffield United. It's Lundstrom. It is their best chance, in my opinion, of the game. The ball does get played across. Chris Wilder looks unhappy. You feel like they do need to be clinical when they get their chances. He's in a great position inside the Manchester City penalty area. He's got the angle to work. He just puts too much on it and it goes over the crossbar. Should be on target from there, in my opinion. Pretty decent first half, getting into some good positions. Not really been involved that much in the second half. I think possibly someone like Phil Foden coming on for Ferran Torres would probably be a sub that would make sense, and possibly look at moving Raheem Sterling into the middle or something, just to change things up a little bit, because what City are offering at the moment isn't really working. As Ederson brings the ball clear, Kyle Walker wins the header, good ball from Ederson. Sheffield United clear their lines, McBurnie wins the header, they win the ball initially, it was offside, the flag will stay down. They don't put the ball into the back of the net, and the offside flag does go up, but the referee's allowing for play on to go, so Kevin De Bruyne brings the ball forward. We are sitting on thorns. I said all the warning signs are there. They need that second goal, Manchester City. It will settle them down. They're not pushing hard enough for that second goal. They're just coasting along, and if it carries on for this half and goes to 90 minutes, I can see Sheffield United finding an equaliser. We've got over 80 people tuning in. Welcome. We're 8 likes away from 100 likes. So any help towards that would be much appreciated if you're watching this and you're enjoying the live stream. Subscribe too as well if you wish. Ruben Dias now brings the ball forward. Rodri. Out to the left-hand side. Raheem Sterling. What can Raz do with this? Twists and turns, no way through. Cancelo needs quick passing. Bernardo Silva now to Raheem Sterling. Not really stretching the pitch there, Cancelo. So the ball comes central to Rodri. De Bruyne just needs a quick bit of play. Mahrez now, De Bruyne. Rodri. There's nothing there. It's a good bit of defending this from Sheffield United. Defending well in numbers, making space tight for City. De Bruyne now. Kyle Walker needs a bit more movement. They look a little bit too lethargic here at Manchester City. Good bit of play though. Riyad Mahrez can't find the pass through. And so Sheffield United come away with the ball. That's a great interception from Raheem Sterling. He drives. I'd like to have seen Raheem Sterling just have a big drive towards the Sheffield United defence and maybe just try his luck, have a shot, as Cancelo does really well there. Plays the ball off the Sheffield United defender and out for a corner to Manchester City. It's not like the first half from Manchester City at all, as Brewster was just offside from that opportunity. City did carry on playing. He went for the chip over Ederson, and Ederson did make the save. Very similar to the chip that Ferran Torres tried earlier in this half against Ramsdale, that Ramsdale managed to save. There's a corner for Manchester City now. It is Kevin De Bruyne to take. Can he put a good ball in? Towards the middle. It's not a terrible ball in, but it is cleared by Sheffield United. Mahrez wins the header. Rodri now. The ball will be won by Sheffield United. They're heading the ball away. Bernardo Silva now flicks it on to Kyle Walker. There are far too many square passes from Manchester City. City now managed to get it out for a throw-in. We're only 6 likes away from 100 likes. Don't forget, full time. We'll be giving all of my full-time analysis and thoughts on this game. So make sure that you do continue to stay tuned once the full-time whistle does go for all of the analysis and reflection on this game for Manchester City. Can City hold on? Can they pick up the 3 points? It is currently Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1. Great ball from De Bruyne. Raheem Sterling now. He's in a position. Can he shoot? Tight angle. Oh, he tried to play it across. Oh, there weren't enough power on that really if he was looking for an own goal there, and Ramsdale picks up the loose ball. Great ball from Kevin De Bruyne. Raheem Sterling is 100% onside. Just too hesitant to shoot. It's just a touch too many. It's frustrating. We've got someone tuning in. Let Love Lead tuning in from South Korea. It is currently 11 p.m. in the evening. So thank you for tuning in from South Korea. It's currently, here? 2:05 in the afternoon in the United Kingdom. South East London, Mr. Roberts tuning in from. I'm tuning in from the northwest of England. New York City as well. I love where everyone's letting me know where they're tuning in from. Trinidad and Tobago, currently 10:04 a.m. Very nice. International JSGC. You've got followers from all around the world as Sheffield United pick up the ball. Florida, Glasgow. Quite impressed that there are quite a few tuning in from the United States. I wonder if anyone's going to be tuning in from the Pacific side. Might be a bit early. City win a free kick. It's not been a great performances from Manchester City in this second half. First half, perfectly fine. Second half, not so great. 7 likes away now. Thank you very much, Auntie. I appreciate it. As it's Burnley against Chelsea later on. It's on pay-per-view. They're Alaskan Malamutes. And you can see just in the back. Laporte now. Pacific side. 10 a.m. It is 7 a.m. on the Pacific side, 10 a.m. on the Atlantic. Anyone tuning in from the Pacific? Let me know if you are. I think it's a bit too slow with the subs. We've still not made any subs. We've got 14 minutes left. We've got what? We've got a match against Olympiacos coming up in a few days. We've got a big match against Liverpool next week. I'm amazed at how slow City are at changing things up and making their subs, but There we go. We've got, what, 6 likes left now to get to 100. So any help to us, that would be much appreciated. Over 70 people now tuning in. So welcome. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It is Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1. It's very scrappy at this moment in time. Sheffield United will take that. They're still in this game. City are finding space in that final third. However, Sheffield United are more than causing problems going forward. City need to be very careful as Phil Foden is stripped, ready to come on for Manchester City. As Bernardo Silva now plays a nice pass out to Rodri. Kyle Walker's having a run. He plays a ball forward. It's intercepted though. Not a great pass from Kyle Walker. He intercepts it back though, winning the ball back for Manchester City. De Bruyne just slowing everything down, looking for where the movement is from City. He works it to the right hand side. Bernardo Silva now. Kyle Walker to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez is tackled, but it goes out for a throw in there to Manchester City. So I wonder if we're going to make our sub. We don't. We take the throw in quickly. Bernardo Silva now. Now there we go. Someone tuning in from Los Angeles, California. Nice. I feel like a lot of my subscribers are all geography geeks. They're all wanting to know where everyone's tuning in from. What's the weather like? Not so great here. I should imagine it'll be a lot nicer in LA. The City of Angels. As Bernardo Silva brings the ball away. Ederson now. City just slowing everything down. Trying to put a squeeze on the game. A Sheffield United tiring. I imagine adrenaline will become a factor in this game as a challenge from behind on Ferran Torres means that Manchester City win a free kick just inside our own half as Phil Foden receives his final instructions before coming on. Kyle Walker, my opinion, still at this moment in time is the man of the match. That's my opinion. Snowing in California. Whereabouts in California are you for it to be snowing? Surely up north or the mountains somewhere, possibly. City now win the throw-in. Phil Foden's ready to come on now. I'm wondering who this is going to be for. I'm going to go for Ferran Torres and Sterling to go through the middle. Cancelo now. Sterling's played a lot of minutes so far. 97 likes now, just 3 likes away from 100. Let's see if we can hit that before Phil Foden comes on. That'd be great. Oh, it's CT Connecticut. Sorry, does it snow a lot in Connecticut? Sorry, I thought it said CL. That's why I said California. I do have an eyesight test booked in. Do not worry about that. Will it happen though? Uncertain times. Austin, Texas, as Sheffield United ready McGoldrick for their final substitution. 1 like away from 100 likes. He wants to be the 100th like then. Who gets the nice pleasure? Ederson. Loving the cowboy hat as well. I think I need to get myself to Texas at some point. There we go, 100 likes. Thank you everyone, it's much appreciated. Legends. I am fully aware where Connecticut is. My American geography is actually pretty solid. I was wondering if it snows there a lot or not. I don't know about its weather. Mahrez now, chance. Right, takes a heavy touch and it goes straight out of play for a goal kick. We're up to 102 likes now. Thank you very much, Dad. Who would I like as a Pep replacement? I'd like Julian Nagelsmann of Leipzig. Though I don't think that match against United in midweek's done him any favours amongst City fans, if I'm honest. But there we go. Mahrez hasn't been great in this game. I didn't think he had too bad a first half. He was twisting and turning and making things happen well, but second half not really been involved. As it is Ferran Torres, I was right. I don't think Arteta will leave Arsenal, but if he does, I wouldn't mind having Arteta here. Ness, come out of the way. Come on. You know what we love, Dale?
Hey?
Deliveries live on stream. Don't think anything's for me. I'm not currently waiting on anything.
No. Never am.
No. City now bring the ball forward. Thank you, Rudy. It's coasted away this. We've got, what, 8 minutes or so left. Squeaky bum time, this. It's dangerous. Dangerous score, 1-0. Anything can happen. It's not been fluent. It's not been great from Manchester City. Fought against Marseille second half. We stepped it up a little bit and was clinical in this game. Not so much. Great touch from Sheffield United. They've got a chance here. They get the ball right. They don't. And it's cleared by Manchester City. I'm wondering who McGoldrick's going to come on for. Is it going to be for one of their strikers? Or are they going to maybe go with 3 up top instead? Foden wins the ball up now. Into the penalty area. Squares it across. Can't play it across properly. And it is cleared by Sheffield United now. Who is better, Arsenal or Tottenham? I think Arsenal are better, in my opinion. Dogs, we saw Nessa. She came in and the Suka's in the background. Kyle Walker now brings the ball forward. Wondering how good people's languages are now. As Ilkay Gundogan is stripped, ready to come on. Another throw into Manchester City. Kyle Walker wants to take it quickly. Forced to take his time. Bernardo Silva gives the ball away. Wins the ball back. Keeps the ball in. Bernardo Silva now. Great flick from Mahrez. Bernardo, what can he do with the ball? Into the penalty area. Any runners? Goes for it himself and a good save from Ramsdale. And they do come away with the ball here, Sheffield United. Big hoof forward from Ramsdale. It is won, the initial header by Laporte. Bernardo Silva makes the challenge and wins the ball back for Manchester City. Much better that from Manchester City now. Riyad Mahrez picks up the ball. I'm wondering if Sheffield United are tiring off a little bit. There's been a lot of running and chasing, as that's a good little touch and run from Bernardo Silva. I'm wondering maybe Bernardo Silva might be a more effective route for City out wide and maybe a Mahrez off for Gundogan and let Bernardo go out wide there. Really good burst of pace from Bernardo Silva. Unlucky there because there was Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling in the middle ready for a tap-in should Ramsdale slip with the ball. But as the rain has stopped, he hasn't really slipped as much. And it is Mahrez that does come off for Gundogan. I feel like one of them footballing experts that's predicting Pep Guardiola here. I've seen the signs there. I've watched a lot of Manchester City, so I know. So it would be Bernardo Silva going out to the right-hand side and Gundogan going into Bernardo's role in the middle. Ederson now, ball all the way back with him. City having a lot of possession now. Like I said, I'm wondering if Sheffield United are tiring. What a ball from Ederson. Great ball. Can Sterling get there? Ramsdale makes the interception. If Raheem Sterling gets there, Ederson could well have had himself an assist. I'm not even sure if Kevin De Bruyne has got an assist in the Premier League yet this season. Nearly Ederson found himself with an assist. As the ball, poor pass out from Sheffield United, and it means Manchester City do win a throw-in high up. Great ball from Ederson. Oh, good interception that from Ramsdale. Really good interception. Heads the ball clear. Diving down onto the ground. What a ball from Ederson. Absolutely brilliant. You know what? I want to see Ederson in the midfield one day. De Bruyne slides in. Doesn't take the man, so he doesn't commit a foul, but it wasn't well timed. McBurnie now, under a challenge from Sterling, stays on his feet. Sheffield United bring the ball away. Working the ball out to McGoldrick now. Cross comes in, goes out of play though, straight out of play for a goal kick here to Manchester City. I would appreciate if people leaving in the comments aren't putting goal when there isn't a goal. I'm watching the match live, so you will know if there is a goal from my reaction. As it is still 1-0 to Manchester City. Ederson hoofs the ball forward. Flicked on from Sheffield United and back to their goalkeeper. Poorly given away from Sheffield United. Eventually the ball ping-ponging around is fouled by Manchester City through Cancelo. He goes down under a kicked challenge there from Sheffield United, who are looking to really build up and put pressure on Manchester City here as they're getting towards, 3 minutes left of the game, so desperate times calling for desperate measures there, doing anything to try and win that ball back, as it is a free kick to Manchester City. They take it quickly. They do find Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Ilkay Gundogan plays the ball forward. Raheem Sterling's in a good position. Can get a ball across, but Ramsdale once more, right place at the right time. Tell you right now, if this was still 0-0, Ramsdale would probably be my man of the match. He's had a superb game. McBurnie challenges Laporte. Laporte wins the header. Ball comes forward. Sheffield United now. There's less than 3 minutes remaining now. They hoof the ball forward, Sheffield United do. It's too much on it. Goes out of play for a throw into Manchester City. The throw-in will be right next to Manchester City's own corner flag though, so Sheffield United do have the ball in the right area. They've got the ball where they want it. As we get a replay of Kyle Walker's goal in the first half. The only goal of the game. A great finish. As it still remains Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1 here. City hoof the ball clear. The ball comes back. Ruben Dias goes down under a challenge from Rhian Brewster, and it is a free kick to Manchester City. Rhian Brewster, I'm sure, will want his club Liverpool to be winning the Premier League and want to do them a favour. Not only for that, but he'll also want him to be doing his current club, who is out on loan at Sheffield United. He'll want to find a goal to try and ease some of the pressure that's happening with them at the bottom. They're sitting in 19th place, only on 1 point, struggling for goals, and it's happening once more. We're into less than 2 minutes left of this game. We're into the final, 90 seconds or so of normal time here. 80 plus people now tuning into the finale of this Premier League game at Bramall Lane. Will we have another goal in this game? Will Sheffield United find a late equaliser and cause heartbreak for Manchester City? Can City do what they did against Wolves and find a late goal on the counter-attack to seal the deal? City win the ball, the header from the ball forward from Ramsdale. The header goes straight back to Ramsdale. He once again tries his luck with a long pump forward. The ball is won by Manchester City once more, but the loose second ball is picked up by Sheffield United. It's a good tackle from Cancelo, which means it goes out for a throw in here to Sheffield United inside the Manchester City half. There's less than a minute remaining now of normal time. Sheffield United work the ball. I feel like not being too much wasted time here, so there might only be, I imagine 3 or 4 minutes might be the first of them options here. Maybe 3 minutes or so added on, because there hasn't been too much time wasting. As Manchester City have only made 2 subs, Sheffield United's made the 3. There hasn't been any injuries, so we'll see how long is going to be added on here. We've got, 10 seconds left of normal time. Sheffield United working the ball backwards. They need a ball forwards. Need to find a bit of magic. Will it be a pump forward, a knockdown, something, a long-range shot? What have they got? It's 3 minutes. I feel like a footballing expert and predicting everything today. The only thing I've not got right at the moment is I said it'd finish 2-0 to Manchester City. If we can find a goal, I've been bob on with everything. Right with the subs, right with the added on minutes for the first half and second half as well. As Rodri has been awarded the B Team Man of the Match. In my opinion, though, my JSGC Man of the Match is going to go to Kyle Walker. Had a really good first half for Manchester City, put in another good shift defensively, and his goal, a fantastic goal, the only goal to break the deadlock, and it's a really good goal, the type of goal that would beat Ramsdale, because he's had a really good game, Ramsdale. In my opinion, if this was 0-0, he would be the Man of the Match. That's how good a game Aaron Ramsdale has had for Sheffield United. But the struggle for goals this season, the struggling once more. It's Manchester City in possession of the football. It's Ilkay Gundogan on the right-hand side. Ball's in the right area. We've got 2 minutes left of added on time here. Can Manchester City hang on? Bernardo Silva now. Surely he's going to be hanging round the corner flag. He chooses to play it. Raheem Sterling. The City still looking for a goal. Kevin De Bruyne slows everything down. Brings the ball, slows everything down. Work the ball out wide though through Cancelo. Phil Foden goes to the corner flag. Maybe that was instruction given by the team to slow everything down. He does really well. Raheem Sterling now into the penalty area. He goes down. De Bruyne has a shot, goes down. Phil Foden wins the ball high up. Sheffield United do come away with the ball eventually. And Aaron Ramsdale hoofs the ball clear. There's, 80 seconds or so remaining of the game. Laporte, he's been excellent as well. Brings the ball away. Walker now. He does give the ball away though. So Sheffield United do have control of the football. Bernardo Silva is going to pick up the loose ball. Can he get a throw in? Can he get something? He still has possession. Walker now. Brings the ball clear. Sheffield United will pick up the pieces. Minute left here. Is there going to be late drama? Or can Man City hang on for a big 3 points? De Bruyne now picks up the loose ball. Phil Foden makes the run. Is he going to go towards the corner flag or to goal? He's going towards goal. There's a challenge made. He keeps hold of the ball, just works the ball out wide now. No rush, nothing stupid from Manchester City. They know De Bruyne now works the ball to the corner flag and gets a throw in well from Manchester City. And that could well be that for this game. Could be a very important, grinding 3 points from Manchester City. Pep still not showing any signs of relief here. We've got 10 seconds left or so. Phil Foden goes down. Is a goal kick. So last chance here for Sheffield United. Ramsdale's just going to lever this ball forward, you would think. Referee's got the whistle in his mouth and the full-time whistle goes. So Sheffield United can't muster up another opportunity for this game, and it finishes at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1. Really solid performance this from Manchester City. A decent first half. I thought we deserved our lead. I didn't think we was that clinical in that first half. Second half, not brilliant. I thought Sheffield United were working harder than what they were in the first half. They were trying to make things happen. I think ultimately Sheffield United were looking for them set pieces, so City stopped giving away the silly free kicks. They weren't giving away corners and they were grinding. I think it disrupted our momentum a little bit. It disrupted our play. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, end of the day, Sheffield United haven't had too great a start to the season. The grinding, the needing points. And so for us to come to Bramall Lane and pick up the win, pick up the 3 points, going to take that every day of the week. City now played 6 games. We're on to 11 points. We're up to 7th. We know now that Manchester City will play their next game in the Champions League against Olympiacos. And we know that next weekend we've got a huge game against Liverpool. And we know that with a match going on at the Etihad Stadium, if we can pick up a win against Liverpool, who knows where we can go from there. But first, our attention does have to return back to the Champions League, back to Olympiacos. We're at the Etihad Stadium. We've got 6 points from 6 in the Champions League. We know that with a win in that game means we have 9 from 9, well on our way to sealing qualification to the next round of the Champions League. That's where our attention turns towards. I imagine City will be doing a little bit more rotation. In my opinion, De Bruyne started in this game. De Bruyne wouldn't be playing in that game against Olympiacos, considering we've got that monumental game coming up against Liverpool on Sunday to take us up to the international break. And so we just need to be protecting our players. And so, in my opinion, the key players, the players like Kevin De Bruyne, probably wouldn't be playing in that game. I think it's a good opportunity for other players that have sat on the bench, the likes of Ilkay Gundogan, the Phil Fodens that have come on in the second half, to be playing in that game. Even Oleksandr Zinchenko and a chance for a Cancelo rest or something like that, or a Kyle Walker rest. Just something that we can build upon to make sure we've got a nice, fresh squad for that game against Liverpool next weekend. We know how important games are against Liverpool. as the season starts to materialise and you start to see more consistency. And I think that will come a point in the season where you see more consistency. If that does happen, you would imagine, you look at the teams, you look at how they perform, that it would be Liverpool and Manchester City that are right up there. So when we're playing each other, you need to pick up points, and Manchester City will know full well that, considering we're playing at the Etihad Stadium first against Liverpool, that picking up a big 3 points could be that pivotal moment that we're looking for to really spur our Premier League campaign on. But for this game, a decent result this for Manchester City. It has finished Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1, thanks to a goal from former Sheffield United young boy Kyle Walker, scoring a brilliant 30-yard drilled finish for Manchester City that makes the difference here for this game on Halloween. So the stats for this game, it's 35% possession for Sheffield United, 65% possession for Manchester City. Just 4 shots for Sheffield United, 1 on target, 1 save for Ederson to make. Sheffield United, for how they performed in the second half, and they were better in my opinion, haven't managed to turn these crosses and good positions actually into shots. Ludstrom, the substitute, probably had the best opportunity for them from roughly around 12-13 yards out. A first-time ball played across the east shoots high over the bar. From how far out he was, you would be expecting him to be hitting the target and testing Ederson at the very least. For Manchester City, 16 shots, 8 on target, just 1 goal. When we're having 8 shots on target with the quality that City have got, I probably would be looking for 2 or 3 goals. I thought we did well here, considering the form that Aaron Ramsdale was in, to find just 1 goal. It shows how much of a good performance a goalkeeper can have, for how stats don't really reflect what's happened from the scoreline. At the end of the day, that scoreline is the most important stat. And the fact is, and the records will show, that Manchester City have won this game, picked up the 3 points, and it is Kyle Walker with that goal. But something for City to aim for definitely is their finishing. Ferran Torres did very well against Marseille, got himself into some good positions, in particular in the first half. City, though, not at their shooting best. And that's, again, is something that we've seen many times during this Premier League season for Manchester City. But a win's a win. Okay, we've got something to work with. We've got a win now going into the next game against Liverpool. That literally is all that matters. And we now move on to our next focus, which is the Champions League and Olympiacos. In terms of passing stats, Sheffield United up there passing up to 78%. I'm going to salute them. Not easy to do against Manchester City. City maintain their level at a pass completion rate of 87%. Sheffield United created a couple of clear-cut opportunities. City created 3. 2 corners for Sheffield United in the first half. Like I said, they looked very dangerous, and I felt like they were looking for more and more corners. City were working really hard to make sure they weren't giving away silly free kicks and silly corners in that second half, and I felt like that did affect our normal play, but it was effective because it worked. We won. We picked up the win, so, you know, you can nitpick, but at the end of the day, it is 3 points for Manchester City. In terms of tackle completion rate, 42% for Manchester City, 67%, that's better, not the 100% that Sheffield United were on in the first half. Aerial duels, 63% from Manchester City. I thought we did a great job in containing Brewster and in particular Oli McBurnie. So a big special shout out there to Aymeric Laporte, who I thought had a fantastic game for Manchester City, in my opinion. Ramsdale had 7 saves to make compared with Ederson's 1. There you go. I'll give a round of applause to Ramsdale because I thought he put in a great shift for Sheffield United in this game. And so Man City's form, it doesn't look so bad since that defeat against Leicester. I mean, won against Sheffield United, won against Marseille, obviously not a great draw against West Ham, a win against FC Porto, a win against Arsenal, a draw against Leeds, and then a win against Burnley in the Carabao Cup as well. The form for Manchester City isn't so bad for being unbeaten. There's just 1 or 2 disappointing draws out there, like against Leeds, like against West Ham, where then draws were turned into wins, and all of a sudden it wouldn't be that bad a start to the season. But there you go, it is what it is for Manchester City. But it's just nice to be back to winning ways in the Premier League, and we need to now really start grabbing this Premier League season by the scruff of the neck. And there's no better game to be doing that than next weekend against Liverpool on Sunday afternoon. Taking that game, grabbing it by the scruff of the neck. If we can pick up a win in that game, we really can be marching on for our season, in my opinion, for the Premier League from there. Dropping points and all of a sudden, we're chasing for the rest of the season, you would think. So, an important game to come for next weekend. But first, focus on the Champions League. We've got a good opportunity here to put clear daylight between us and the rest of the group and put ourselves in a great situation for the Champions League, where not only could we maybe seal qualification within the next couple of games or so, maybe City could be sealing top spot as well, that maybe for one or two of the remaining Champions League games as we head into that busy December schedule, that maybe we might be able to just do a bit of squad rotation and rest some players, which could be pivotal for them Premier League games in December. It's looking like a very, very busy December once more. So yeah, our defence was solid. It did the job. It's a clean sheet for Manchester City there. I'm not too sure how, John, you can come to the conclusion that Man City are in big trouble this season when we've just picked up a decent away win against Sheffield United. Not too sure how you come to that conclusion. Yes, next Premier League game will be against Liverpool. Rodri put in a very good performance as well there. A formation of Dias and Laporte. Solid for Manchester City there. Playing them two equals no goals. Mahrez is a good player on his day, but looked really tired. I've said it before. I said Raheem Sterling looks tired. I thought Mahrez and Sterling looked very good first half and looked a bit quiet in the second half. But that is, again, just my thoughts, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Declan, for your nice comments. It is much appreciated. Sorry, I was just checking the stats and didn't have a chance to have a look at what everyone's been putting in the chat. But yeah, is much appreciated for all the continued support. So just let me know some of your thoughts in the chat. We can read that out live on air before we get round to ending this live stream. And of course, we'll be having a video again out tomorrow for everyone to look forward to. It will be everyone's favourite series, the Man City fan reaction. So if you are wanting to appear in a JSGC video, all you need to do on your phone or your camera, just film yourself landscape, film yourself this way, and just send in your thoughts. I will prioritise anyone that does send in videos this way, landscape. It makes my life editing a lot easier. So if you want to send some of them thoughts in, then please feel free. I would prefer these videos to be around 30 to 60 seconds long. Keep them clean, please, so I can monetize the video. It does help to support my channel, that. Send them to me. Instagram via the DMs would probably be the easiest way, but if your video file's a bit too big for Instagram, you can email them to me. You can find that just on the banner below, or you can just find that in the description below too if you want to email me, or if you're following me on Twitter and you want to send that video to me, then I'm not fussy. You can send that to me, any of my social medias or email. Send me your fan reaction to this game to feature in tomorrow's JSGC video for the fan reaction of this win in South Yorkshire for the match between Sheffield United and Manchester City, which has finished Sheffield United 0, Manchester City 1. If you can swear, I mean, ideally, I like to keep my videos as clean and as professional as possible, is what I look for my channel to be. I do understand reactionary things and emotions of football. I do feel like this win over Sheffield United probably doesn't warrant needing to be swearing or being that passive-aggressive towards the performance, because I don't think it's been that much of a bad performance from City, and at the end of the day, I think everyone's going to be pretty happy with the 3 points, regardless of how City play, whether you think they played well or not. Kay, I'm absolutely loving the consistency from Kyle Walker. I think he's been absolutely brilliant for Manchester City. Last 18 months or so, I think Walker's been exceptional for City. Ever since he got dropped from England and he was out of the reckoning for them, he's really upped his game. And I think he more than warrants a return and playing for England on a regular, consistent basis. But that is just my opinion. It's difficult because at right back, England's got some very good options there, including obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold is having to compete with Kieran Trippier as well. Max Aaron's another good quality young right back for England, and others as well. So there's lots of competition there, but Kyle Walker right up there with the very best of them, because I think he's an absolutely brilliant player. Jace, thank you for tuning in, much appreciated. Hello there, hope you are well. I hope you have enjoyed the live stream if you have been tuning in. So what are we on to? 122 likes. It's been absolutely brilliant, your support, not only for this live stream, but for all the live streams and all the videos that I've been doing over the past few days, weeks, months and years has been absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot thank you enough for that. So we will be back again tomorrow for another video, before we'll be back again in the week with another live stream, that live stream for the Olympiacos game at the Etihad Stadium in the Champions League. We will of course be back again next weekend too for the match against Liverpool for everyone to look forward to. Very big game that I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to. We will be back for that game with a beer as well. You have my words, no doubt about that. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to do a quick bit of promotional stuff too, so if anyone wants to listen, that would be much appreciated. So if you are new around here and you are enjoying the content that I am putting out for you and you want to help to support my channel, then please subscribe. Press that red button, it is free. You can also press the bell to put your push notifications on to be notified immediately for when I do upload. We're on that big push towards 14,000 subscribers. At the time of recording this video, we are less than 200 subscribers away. Also, you can find my social media links there in the description below, and also on screen in the bottom corner too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. It is also on the screen if you want to just send me any business inquiries. That would be much appreciated. Send your fan reaction videos to me on Twitter or on Instagram or via the emails if you so wish. Like I said, my preference is Instagram because I am able to save the videos, and like I said, it does make my life easy. You can send them to me. Please send it landscape if you can. That's filming that way. That would be much appreciated. Leave a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this watch along of the Manchester City game away at Sheffield United 2. That would be much appreciated. And I will be back again tomorrow for that fan reaction. And I'll be putting out some other stuff on Twitter for everyone to look forward to. So there we go. That's been the live stream. I hope everyone has enjoyed the video. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. You're all absolute legends. I hope at this very difficult time that everyone is safe and well. We may be heading towards another lockdown here in England. Manchester City, though, are not being locked down here. City back to winning ways in the Premier League. Can we build on that? We will see. We'll be back again for that Olympiacos live stream on Tuesday evening, and we'll be back again next weekend on Sunday for the live watch along of the Liverpool game too. So stay tuned for that. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hello Sean, thank you for tuning in too. And I'll see you all again for that video tomorrow for the fan reaction, and we'll be back again for them watch-alongs too. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Saturday, their day and their weekend, wherever everyone is tuning in from around the world. Got to love doing things live. So I've been JSGC. Peace. Ciao for now. Enjoy the 3 points, Blues.